We had Duane on. We completely ran out of time, and I had to cut Duane off, but we were having such a great time. I think the 1 hour show seemed like, I don't know, 12 and a half minutes, Duane?
Yeah.
Duane,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me again, agreeing to do a second hour.
Sure, nice to be back.
It's great to have you back, and wanted to really just kind of reintroduce you to those of you who may have missed part one. Duane is a writer, director, and producer here in Hollywood, California, working on many different shows. Currently working on Intervention, Duane and I, and in the past working on Unsolved Mysteries and Cops, the first two seasons. Has a huge... I'm sorry?
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. Has a great resume and background in television. And he and I started working together, have done many hours of UFO Files when UFO Files was on the History Channel, which arguably is probably one of the best UFO series out there, because we were able to really do some great investigations and get into the nitty-gritty. Duane, thanks again for coming back. And one of the shows when we were working together was Hangar 18. We got a great VIP tour of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is kind of where we left off on our last interview. So
let me give a little background. Let me give a little background on Wright-Patterson, just so people understand what's so important about it. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me back, because I realized after we're done, wow, so much I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But the Hangar 18 show came up with from an idea of looking at a lot of UFO stories kind of have Hangar 18 or the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base as its central point, whether it's where the Project Blue Book was conducted, or the Foreign Technology Division, the Air Force Materiel Command, the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, a lot of Air Force research labs, vast underground bases. There's a lot of things that happened there. Another thing was Project Moondust and Operation Blue Fly. So there's a lot of stories around this. Originally, on the week of the Roswell craft was supposedly found, whatever it was, there are documents that have come out with the Freedom of Information Act, probably through you, John, that, or maybe, I don't know if came out through you or whatnot, but you've got them.
I'll take credit for it, Duane, though. I'm more than happy to take credit for it.
Well, that said, that this stuff was shipped to, at the time, it was Wright Field, later changed to Wright-Patterson, but they didn't know what it was. And it shows that there's something there. Why were things being shipped there? Things were being shipped there because this is the home of the FTD, the Foreign Technology Division. What they do, in a nutshell, without getting boring, is they re-engineer stuff. They will back-engineer stuff. If we captured a Soviet MiG fighter, they would ship it there and look at it and basically take it apart and try to rebuild it, understanding the technology. Why wouldn't you do that with technology that's so foreign we don't understand it at all? If you've got the experts, the best experts in the world pretty much doing it there, why not ship, if there are actual alien or unknown craft, why not take them there? I mentioned Project Moondust. Project Moondust is a thing that, I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically...
Actually, let me stop you right there, because we're coming up to our first break. But you're absolutely right. The Foreign Technology Division at Wright Field, later Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, made complete sense that anything that they got from a foreign country, or really a foreign world, it would go there. Mr. Duane Tudahl, writer, director, producer here in Hollywood, California. Coming back right after this here on the Black Vault Radio. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Black Vault Radio. I'm your host, John Greenwald, laughing because during the break, Duane's making fun of me. I keep saying that he's from Hollywood, California. Well, technically, he's not. He's from somewhere else. But we all work in Hollywood, and we figured it would sound really cool to say Hollywood, California.
Really cool.
Okay, I thought it would be cool. Duane, I'm just trying to hype you up here, okay?
Thanks.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining me here on the Black Vault Radio, talking about your career in Hollywood and our experiences together on many different UFO shows. And I know you had a lot of fun on the show that you headed up on Hangar 18 UFO Files, and didn't mean to cut you off there. So let me go ahead and let you...
Well, bottom line I was going to say is the reason why we started focusing on Wright-Patterson is, again, with Project Moondust, which was to create a program designed to, quote, pick up non-U.S. space objects or objects of unknown origin. Well, this is interesting because it was created in the early 50s before Sputnik. So what kind of objects of unknown origin were there and why were they taken there. So we started looking into this. You were able to contact the base, as I recall, and get us on the base. I think at first they didn't quite know we were a UFO show, as I recall, but we told them pretty quickly because
actually, in fairness, no, they did because we were very careful to make sure that they knew.
Yeah. No, we weren't trying to hide anything. I don't think we were trying to hide anything at all.
No, not at all. And in fact, our executives, when I said, let's really get on to Wright-Patterson, everybody laughed. You know, and I'm not sure what your initial thoughts were, so I don't want to speak for you.
No, I thought that'd be great.
But yeah, it would be awesome. But yeah, right, like Wright-Patterson Air Force Base would ever let us on. And it took a little bit, but she finally, the PR agent there, who was sweet as pie, said, okay, and welcomed us both with open arms, camera crew and all. And of course we followed procedures, but there we were, which was amazing.
Some of the things that were interesting to me, and I know that I didn't realize, first off, how big the base was. The base is huge.
It's a city. It's insane.
One of the things that I remember driving around the base, and you pointed out to me because the base's supposed to be underground chambers,
right?
Underground, and you pointed out to me, hey, look at that, and you could see the vents coming from that looked like they would be from underground hallways and passages, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, they were those. There was I don't know what you said it right. They're vents, but it's what you would see on the top of an attic or something on a home, especially here in LA.
Basically for circulation of some sort.
Yeah. So so not trying to start any conspiracy theories here. There was definitely something under the ground as we were driving around. I mean
and that makes sense. It's an Air Force base. Of course, there's going to be some things there. I mean, I think some of the things that I thought were fascinating were them take us around, meeting the Colonel Andrew Weaver, who was the installation commander. Had little tchotchkes and little things that were, kind of UFO related, but most of the people there had a good sense of humor about it, but didn't take it very seriously. And I don't know if it's because they didn't know anything or because they just didn't want to be seen on a show about this. But he was very sweet and very nice enough to sit down with us. He just said specifically, I will not speak about UFOs, but I will tell you what the base does. And that was what we needed. We needed to understand the historical reasons for this base, and he was great about that. But I remember specifically being told, don't ask about that. And I, anything, they were great enough to let us on the base. Anything they asked us to do,
we absolutely complied,
they told us there were certain buildings. They even said, please don't shoot this building. Please don't videotape this building. Is actually what I should say.
And we caught ourselves when we were on the base saying shooting, because obviously when we reference we're shooting something, we're filming or taping, I should say. But we caught ourselves because it was such a sensitive, not only topic, but a sensitive place to be, that you start going around saying, oh, I'd love to shoot this. And then all of a sudden you kind of catch yourself going, ooh, maybe they're going to take that the wrong way.
And they were very specific about things that we could videotape. I mean, they said, this building, please don't videotape this building. And basically what we understood was it's a matter of national security.
Sure, yeah.
And I know that you and I both felt the same way on this. We're doing a TV show, and our purpose is to entertain. Our purpose is not to get out something that could compromise lives and the safety of our servicemen at all. So if they told us not to shoot something, I'm not going to go behind the scenes and shoot it or videotape it. I don't want to, as much as I'd like to have this stuff exposed and explained, I'm not there to cause problems with people's safety.
Yeah.
And my goal at the end of the day is to tell a great story with as much as I can do. In fact, there were areas we did not videotape. They asked us, is there any dream shot you have envisioned? And like the blabbermouth that I am, I think I said, yeah, the cryogenic chambers with the aliens would be great.
And I cringed and started crying at that point.
I don't think they were too happy with that answer. But
and by the way, this is not a exaggerated statement. Duane really said that.
I did.
Which, hey, what can you do? And they laughed. They were great sports about it.
They were good about it, but they also told us don't videotape the entrance. To show how the gates and stuff. All this stuff they were very specific about, and we would turn off the camera at that point. And also the other thing was there was because we didn't have pictures of certain buildings. One of the people we interviewed, Robert Collins, had photos of things on the base, and what we did was I sent those pictures to the base to ask if we could use them.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to put something on the air that had them go, whoa, we told you not to do this. it was really important to me and to both of us, I think, to make sure that what we showed was within the bounds of what they gave us permission to show.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I still think the show had a lot of fascinating information in it. We did a whole part about a woman named June Crane. June Crane was a typist that a guy named Jim Clarkson had found. She worked for the base back in the 40s and 50s, and I think even 60s. And he had all her paperwork for her. He had done an extensive interview, audio interview with her. She, I think, died about a decade ago. But she decided to talk about this, and she said she was